Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Disneyland Round the Seasons, and this is kind of a snapshot in the history of Disneyland. This is well before Disney World was open. This is after the first full decade of Disneyland, which opened in 1955, and this takes place in 1966. So what they do is this came out in 1966, so I'm not sure exactly the date, but uh, it's part of the colorful world of Disney or something like that. It's yeah. If you, I'm not going to start it, but it says that in the captions of it's an episode of the weekly series that Walt Disney would host, and he'd talk about different things. Sometimes he'd present certain innovations, changes, updates, but also they'd have cartoons on other episodes and things like that. I wasn't around at that time, but I'm not that old, but I am older, but I missed it by a few years. Um, this is kind of a big deal update for okay. A lot happened in 1966 apparently, and after the first decade, they opened up a bunch of brand new rides. Uh, it's a small world, and well, I shouldn't say all rides, but lots of whole new features. It's a Small World was definitely one of the brand new rides that they showed the opening of in this. Also, New Orleans Square, where they invited the current mayor of New Orleans to speak and gave him the key to the city of New Orleans Square in Disneyland. And it was, it's there's a lot of archival footage in this. But what takes up probably the biggest chunk in this is the footage from the parades of that time, or at least the main parade, the Fantasyland parade, or parade of whatever it's called. But watch it if you're a big Disneyland fan. If you're a big fan of classic Disney and things like that, when stuff like Dumbo and Snow White and everything. Well, Snow White wasn't new to anybody because it's been around for a while, obviously. But other films like that were still kind of new. Alice in Wonderland and Dumbo and everything else. And of course, there's Mickey and Goofy, Pluto, Donald, Minnie, everybody else in those classic old kind of freaky costumes before they were really made nicer. They all appear in this. You get to see how the crowds react, and you get to hear, I think, a pretty much cleaned up version of the announcements of each part of the parade. And there's a lot of stuff in there that you'll probably never see again in the modern era of Disneyland or Disney World or any other Disney park around the world. I know I tend to speak of just Disneyland or Disney World in the United States, but obviously there's parks everywhere. And so, in this sense, this is a peek back in time when you can just see everybody with their thick glasses, and women with the pointy horn glasses, and the men with the big heavy specs, and everybody wear. It's not so much at this point, but at different points you see them all dressed up in dresses and suits and ties to go to Disneyland. It's just super weird. I mean, other than Dapper Day, yeah, it's kind of a strange thing to see people dressing up to go on rides. But of course, back then there was not a whole. There were rides obviously, but there was not a whole lot of rides that would mess up your outfit. Let's just say, or make you uncomfortable in it, because it's a small world, pretty slow ride, and we were we were about a year away from Pirates of the Caribbean, because obviously that's going to be a fixture inside New Orleans Square. We're at least 3 more years away from the Haunted Mansion from being finished, even though it was already constructed at the time and just took forever to build. But you get to see lots of parades. You get to see just all the craziness that took place when It's a Small World opened up, and they had people from all nations pouring water from different oceans into the water of It's a Small World, and I'm sure that's all been drained out by now, but recycled through. But what are you gonna do? It does have a depiction. It does have a warning at the beginning of the video saying that depictions in this of people of this era were wrong then and are wrong now. So yeah, there are a little bit of let's say through Anglo-Saxon colored glasses, views of different cultures in Asia and Africa and other places that might strike you as a little bit stereotypical, maybe a little racist, but that stuff's been changed now. And if you're angry that, oh my gosh, why didn't they keep that old stuff? Well, you know what? You're on the wrong side of history. I'm sorry. I mean, obviously, people say that things are like, oh, what is with all these new rides? You got the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you got Star Wars, and you got all this. Ugh, not Disney. You know what? Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, Tomorrowland, Space Mountain, Splash Mountain in 1989, Space Mountain in 77. None of those existed when the park opened. And yet they're beloved core pieces of our memories and our love of Disneyland. So, yeah, this is not the Disneyland I know. This is very, very different. So it was nice seeing it through a different lens and seeing it through in a different era that I've never been to. So yeah, I think it's definitely, if you're a Disney fan, Disneyland fan, or any Disney park fan, this is definitely a must see. This is something that's worth checking out, and it's nice seeing Walt there to walk you through it. They even give you a humongous chunk of Abraham Lincoln's speech, his earliest incarnation of his animatronics and everything else. So you get to see that and his speech. If you ever skipped over it, I know a lot of people have. It's not exactly a thing that people are like, oh my god, I gotta get a fast pass for that. It's never an issue of getting seating in that at Disneyland. But if you ever skipped over it, here's your chance to skip over it here. Just fast forward or watch it, listen to it. And I say, next time you go to Disneyland, if it's open, go in there, take a break, get off your feet, relax. I'm sure people go in there just to take a nap sometime while the former president robot speaks. So I shouldn't say robot when I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln, because robot means slave in Slavic, and Lincoln freed the slaves. It's just really probably not a good way to refer to the Imagineering's animatronic or audio animatronic person. Yes. Anyway, yeah, highly recommend. Worth checking out. Let's check. Choose tomorrow's episode.
514.
514. So we get to go out of the low hundreds. Let's see what we got in the 500s. 514. That should be in the thes, maybe. Or in the Star Warses, at least. No, we're in the thes, definitely. 514. Ho, ho, ho. I almost read 515, but 514, this is going to be kind of difficult. This is a series, and we haven't done a series in a while, but I am definitely going to be watching at least 2 episodes. I'm going to watch the very first episode, and then I'm going to watch probably my favorite episode, which will not be hard to figure out what that is when I show you what I'm going to show you. Tomorrow, light the lights, we're going to the Muppet Show. 514. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. I used to have the DVDs, all the fuzzy felt covered DVD cases and stuff like that, but I got rid of them. But hey, it's great, it's on Disney Plus now. The Muppet Show from the 70s. Yes, the original Muppet Show on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.